Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon and my members on YouTube. Minasan, hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. It's you guys who make it possible for me to do this regularly, to send out my books, to generate new content, and to reach out in an effective manner. I really appreciate it. All right, this is my Good Life meditation, an exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's the 16th day of November at 4:46 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. You can get a copy of the book via the link in the description. I highly recommend the hardbound edition, please. It's more durable. Right, so I usually begin, I'll go over my life objectives and principles, the Good Life Creed. I'll talk about the last 24 hours. I'll prepare for the coming day, and I'll ready myself for death. But before I do that, let's read a poem. This will be our last time to read through Ode on Indolence by John Keats. We've studied it for the last 2 days. I think one more time I'll do it. Let me see if I can read it through all the way through without mucking it up. A poem about the reflection on change. That's not a good way to say it. Let's read it through and then we'll go through it. Well, let's see. It's kind of a challenge to me to see if I can summarize it. This is a tough one. The poem reflects on the author's consideration of 3 things: love, ambition, and poetry. Love, ambition, and poetry, which he visualizes like on a Grecian urn, like characters. If you turn the urn, you can see the 3 coming round and around, and the impression that he has of them. Let's read it through. Ode on Indolence. And then a quote here. They toil not, neither do they spin. They toil not, neither do they spin. I was referring to the turning vase, maybe. One morn, before me, were 3 figures seen, with bowed necks and joined hands, side-faced, and one behind the other stepped serene, in placid sandals and in white robes graced. They passed, like figures on a marble urn, when shifted round to see the other side. They came again, and when the urn once more is shifted round, the first seen shades return. And they were strange to me, as may be tied with vases to one deep in Phidian lore. How is it, shadows, that I knew you not? How came ye muffled in so hush a mask? Was it a silent, deep disguised plot to steal away and leave without a task my idle days? And leave ripe was the drowsy hour, the blissful cloud of summer indolence benumbed my eyes. My pulse grew less and less. Pain had no sting, and pleasure's wreath no flower. Oh, why did ye not melt, and leave my sense unhaunted quite of all but nothingness? A 3rd time passed they by, and passing turned, each one to face the face a moment, whilst to me, then faded, and to follow them I burned, and ached for wings, because I knew the 3. The first was a fair maid, and Love her name. The second was Ambition, pale of cheek, and ever watchful with fatigued eye. The last, whom I love more, the more of blame is heaped upon her, maiden most unmeek, I knew to be my demon Posy. They faded, and forsooth, I wanted wings. O folly, what is love, and where is it? And for that poor ambition, it springs from a man's little heart, short fever fit for Posy. No, she has not a joy, at least for me, so sweet as drowsy noons and evenings steeped in honeyed indolence. Oh, for an age so sheltered from annoy that I may never know how change the moons or hear the voice of busy common sense. A third time came they by. Alas, wherefore? My sleep had been embroidered with dim dreams. My soul had been a lawn besprinkled o'er with flowers and stirred shades and baffled beams. The morn was clouded, but no shower fell, though in her lids hung the sweet tears of May. The open casement pressed a new-leaved vine, that in the budding warmth and throstles lay. O shadows, 'twas a time to bid farewell. Upon your skirts had fallen no tears of mine. So, ye three ghosts, adieu. Ye cannot raise my head cool-bedded in the flowery grass, for I would not be dieted with praise, a pet lamb in the sentimental farce. Fade softly from my eyes, and be once more in mask-like figures on the dreamy urn. Farewell. I yet have visions for the night, and for the day faint visions there is store. Vanish, ye phantoms, from my idle sprite, into the clouds and never more return. So, from what I get from this poem is the visitation of his more poetic self, those moments that come between and after the hard work of life, where we get a brief moment of rest and thoughtful reflection, the peace, moment of when time seems to slow or sometimes even stand still for moments. Stand still for moments, that's a strange idea. I know that experience very well. And then poesy arrives, poetry, whether in fact or in simply thought or feeling. And it lasts for a while, and beautiful things are considered and seen and reflected upon and enjoyed. Maybe a tear or two of joy is shed, and then the world returns to its battered ways. The figures go back to the Grecian urn, and life goes on. Okay. As for last night and yesterday, I would say that I had a less than productive day yesterday. But in a way, that's kind of making up for the fierce and incredible productivity of the last couple of weeks. So I guess I've had a bit of a respite. This week has not been so productive. I even reached out to my coworkers and said, hey, if you need some help, let me know. I'm available. And I'm going to do that in earnest next week as well. I'll climb back on the horse. I did go to the beach, and it was raining, which is rare here. Raining and cold and windy. I didn't even get out of the car. I sat in the car for a long time, and then I came home disappointed in myself. I wanted to go to the ocean, but I chose to not go. I've been entertaining a strange thought in my mind, something to write about, a philosophical idea relative to Stoicism and the challenge of life now for young adults. It's just foremost on my mind with a young college graduate of my own. I've been working with that in thoughts. A few talks with AI, well, one. More to come. Let's do the good life. My 8 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And to keep my balance. My 35 principles then are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of offal, distraction, agency in the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, the principle of fun, and being prepared. As for today, it's another day. It's the last day of the week. A very short week for me, just two working days really. I have meetings, I have things I'll do. I'm anticipating a day similar to yesterday, which is all right. It's all right to have days like this, Kurt. You were incredibly productive for the last 2 months, and especially the last 2 weeks. Days. Sometimes I had days where I got days worth of work done. I really got ahead. I brought my new project to a great place, and then we're heading into the holiday season. Give it a bit of a break, maybe this week through next week as well, and then back in earnest to take charge and lead this thing to its end, which is going to be some months out. But I can do this. Lead it as the project manager, at least. I'm not the boss. I'm the boss of no one but me. So I will give myself that. I will attend to the busyness as it comes today, and attend the meetings that I must and will, and I'll do my best, and I'll push things forward. I'll be a good worker, and I'll accept the fact that it's just a little bit of downtime through the holiday. All right, and I'll get back on it in earnest. Yes, I will get back on it in earnest. I won't promise to do it next week, or I will do it as soon as the opportunity is there. It's just not there right now. I'll still do a job. I can be proud of my work. It's very important to me to be proud of my work and feel like I'm giving my employer good value. It's very important to me. Key, critical in so many ways. Okay, moving on from that. You can see I'm fussing about it, right? It bothers me that I'm not as zealously overproductive as I usually am. Because usually I am. I've squeezed a career and a half of work out of my career for sure, if that minimum. It's too bad as I've been so poor at executing the proceeds. Okay, that's today. Will I go to the beach? Yeah, today I'll get in the water. Unless there's some extreme circumstance, I will swim today. Am I ready to die? Well, there are 3 criteria to be ready, for me to be ready to die. 1, are my affairs in order? My life affairs? Yes, they are. It's right over there. All my documents are in order. The preparatory documents. I've given copy of the preparatory. What I mean by preparatory document, it's a document that explains the rest. It's the key to all the financial documents and all of our household stuff, and all the passwords to all of our online account. And I have a file cabinet with a file storage thing with all that in it, very carefully organized. And then at the top there's a README, right? In the case I die, boil over because I take care of all the finances for our family. If I fall over, Emiko or Emily could open it up and open the document and explains everything. And Emiko has a copy as well. So affairs are in order. Relationships are sound. Yes, our relationships are, affairs in order? Relationships are, there's another word I use, I can't remember. But they're sound with everybody. I don't have any unfinished business with anybody. And my life's work is complete. Going alone is done. Yeah, and my daughter's raised. College in her back pocket. Just about to make the last payment next month. So it'd be nice to be a little further along that way. But even if I died right now, the money's in the bank, so it'll get pulled out. So it's okay. Yeah, so I'm done. Okay. I am a little bit worried and nervous. Just this, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm a little bit worried and nervous about the transition next year. 2024 is the big year of transition to Japan. And I'm scared a little bit and worried. It's unlike any other such transition in the past. I don't know why. It's not like any other transition in the past where the last 2 times I did this, I had a family to support. The only thing I have to worry about anymore is my health. Don't know why I'm worried then. Okay. I think I'm done. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. And remember, no, how do I say this? Carry on and prepare for the wave. I'm thinking about a segue to this wave video. It'll come to me eventually. I'll find something, because these videos always end with that wave video coming, which I want to do. The reason I do that is that I want that wave to represent, because it's such perfectly placed. We're carrying on with life. I will move forward and up, and here comes the ocean out of the blue and washing me all away. Life does that. So I say, be safe, but not too safe. Just leave it at that. At least for now. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care. I will move forward and up. I will rarely stop, and I will never